Hey, stars, what up? It's me, Shot of Star, and I'm back. Listen, I know that I haven't been around for about 10 or 11 days. Please forgive me. I am now drinking some lemon ginger tea. And the weather here in New York and New Jersey, we're in the 40s, so it's definitely tea time, okay? Um, Today's video is going to be a little different than normal. I have something on my heart. Um, it's about common family disputes. And the reason I want to speak of common family disputes is because we're coming into a holiday where a lot of people and most people will be visiting their family or intertwining and somewhere dealing with their family between Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's, right? And it's not always a welcoming thing. There's a lot of disputes. There's a lot of bad energy. There's a lot of people not getting along and known not to get along. But you want to know something? Most of the time when we think about it, when it comes to family, a lot of stuff I'm realizing is generational, meaning the disputes that's been going on in the family and for the past 10, 20 years, well, 15 years or so, has nothing to do with us. It has to do with our parents and our grandparents. And it's just generational. It just keeps dropping. Meaning, my dad and your mom are brothers and sisters. They're siblings. We're cousins. But before we were even thought of, they had a rocky growing up together. They didn't get along very well. So there's always been some type of strain. And sometimes it's more than just two of the kids. My grandmother had 8 kids. So it could have been two, three, 4 kids not getting along with one another. You know what I mean? So I say all that to say, so when they don't get along, they kind of keep themselves separate from each other because when they get together, usually something happens, right? We're not quite sure what happens, but something happens, right? So then they have us. And I may hear my dad speak bad about your mom, who's his sister. And then that energy comes within me because I don't like who my dad doesn't like. And I'm sure you don't like who your mom doesn't like. So guess what? We're cousins and you don't like me because your mom don't like my dad. You get it? Then we have kids. There's always this tension and this strain, and no one really knows what it's about. But then when they think about it, it started with my dad and your mom back when they were 16 or 21 years old, young teenagers or young adults, and somebody did something or said something that was unforgivable to them at that time. But when you really think about it, it's been going on so long. What was important to us 30 years ago doesn't even exist now, especially when it comes down to family. So I'm realizing a lot of things that's going on with families and disagreements and misunderstandings. These things have been going on. They're generational somewhat. And we just follow the leader of our parents and stuff like that. And, it is. Now, some people not getting together is absolutely genuine because we are people. We are individuals. Everybody is not going to mesh. And just because y'all have the same bloodline doesn't mean that y'all have to be friends. That just doesn't work that way. But what it does is because you're the same bloodline and family, you are supposed to respect one another. With respecting one another, meaning we can be in the same room and deal with it. And we can still allow our children to be cousins and play together and stuff like that and not. But then it gets petty, right? Because look, you're always going to have 3 types of people in your family, right? You're going to have the group of people that want to get it together, fix whatever the problem is. They want to, those are the constant ones that's constantly trying to bring people together and figure out what the issues are. Then you're going to have a second group of people that really don't care one way or another, right? Because, excuse me, they find it entertaining at certain times and then they find it annoying at certain times. Then you're going to have the third type of family member that's going to be messy, meaning always got something going on. They take a mountain out of a molehill, anything to make themselves seem better than the other person, or that, look, I'm telling you this, that your cousin said this about you because I love you. They don't love you. I'm here to protect you. They don't protect you. If that's what you need to do, then do what you do. All right. But I don't operate that way. I operate out of grace. At this point in my life, I'm operating out of grace, giving people grace and people giving me grace. I realize that I'm not a superhero. I understand that we're all human beings. Mistakes will happen. Things will be said, but you have to be mature enough and real enough to apologize when you're wrong. Don't stand 10 toes down and you know you're wrong. You know you said something to me that you shouldn't have said to me. Real talk. Y'all gonna laugh at me right now. And I never actually said this, but I'm gonna get Kiki. It brought up. I have an uncle, right? And mind you, he when I was growing up, my uncle was an important person in New York City. He was this chef and he cooked like he cooked for any and everybody, right? And I mean big people. So I always kind of looked up to him knowing that, because you grow up, your mom is the cook and your aunties are the cooks. It's different when your uncle's a chef, an executive chef, right? And cook, throw down, right? Boom. Well, guess what? Maybe about everything me and him, we've never had a close relationship, but we've been cool. We respect each other. We know how to get in touch with one another if we need to. But, he's my uncle. I mean, whatever. There's a big age gap, period. So anyway, he told me I had posted a picture of a steak. I'm being honest with you. I posted a steak with some asparagus and some I think it was mashed potatoes and gravy. And I probably still have it on my Facebook thing, right? And I was proud of this. And I took a picture and I posted it. And my uncle, I grew up knowing that he was a chef and everything. He said to me, he didn't even say anything nice. All he said was, why do your steak look so dry? Is what he said to me. That crushed me coming from him because remember, I look up to him as an executive chef. So I'm like, oh my God, he said and then everybody got to see it. And I was embarrassed, but I didn't take it down. I didn't, because I said, that's just his opinion. It depends on how you like your steak. I realized that. But I've kind of always had somewhat of a beef with him about that. To this day, I ain't lying to you. And if he sees this or his sons or his daughters see it, yeah. He's caught my steak dry. But this is what I'm saying by example, that we can hurt someone's feelings and not know it. And the only way I know I hurt your feelings is with you telling me. Sometimes because if it's not intentional, I don't think my uncle intentionally said my steak was dry, but I think he's at the age now that he believes he can say what he want, when he want, how he want. You know how that go. And he has no filter on it and didn't think of how I was going to feel about it. Maybe he took it as criticism, like, I'm going to tell him your steak is dry. Next time you make sure it's not like that. But that's not what he said. He said, why did your steak look so dry? Crush me. All right, I'm being honest. So that's what I mean by example. You can hurt people's feelings without knowing. So I'm really thinking that a lot of our family disputes are things that really can be taken care of and handled. Now, some of them are real. Some people just don't get it together. Some people just clash. They're just not it. I get it. But then you have to learn to live with that too. Because again, this is your family. This is not someone on the street corner you can just dismiss. This is not a coworker, and at 5:00 she doesn't matter anymore. This is your family. And when you're speaking of we are people of a certain age. Some of us have more days behind us than in front of us, meaning our cousins and stuff are our future completely. Like they're going to carry on the family name and the family traditions. And, I want us to be able to hold on a little bit more. I want to live my last 20 years of my life happy, loving my family loving on me, doing those type of things. But again, I want you to be careful of the messy ones. That's all I'm saying. Be careful because love don't hurt. And someone that really loves you is not going to bring up the worst time in your life and bring it up to you for no reason. Why would they want you to revisit that place? Why? Is it that important that you make that person feel I'm really important in your life and you need me, and keeping them where they are, where you will always have a place there instead of recreating yourself? You don't have to do that to stay in someone's life. You don't have to keep someone dependent just to keep you around. How about reinventing yourself and becoming something even more to that person? How about that? Because see, my grandmother used to always tell me, you could be friends with a prostitute, a liar, and a thief. And I was like, how? And she told me, she said, because you get to pick your friends, and you just have to be able to live with whatever that friendship is giving. Meaning, you have a prostitute as a girlfriend. She's a prostitute. Hell, some of us got prostitutes as friends right now. Okay, right now we just don't call them prostitutes, but they're doing everything a prostitute does. So I mean, you can and you just know you hang out with them with your friends. You don't bring them around your loved one, your special one, because of what they do. It's untrustworthy in that manner. And if you decide to call someone like that your friend, that's on you. But you can be friendly with them, absolutely. A thief. You just don't have to bring that nigga around your valuables. That's it. He can steal all he wants. As long as he ain't I'm not giving him the opportunity. I don't want him stealing from me. But it's how you deal with it. Because that doesn't mean that that's what he does. He hasn't done it to you, hopefully. And my thing is, that doesn't mean that there's not other aspects of your friendship that he makes you laugh. Y'all have good times. He's been there for you at times when you need him. But yeah, he a thief. You better watch your stuff, you know? And then what's the other one? A liar? You say, well, mom, I said to my grandmother, how can I be friends with a liar? You don't even know if you're really friends. She said, that's true. But you still could be friendly to them because you know they lie. You know you can't trust what they say is not worth a grain of salt. However, you know this. This is not a person you go to for inspiration or you need. Yeah, they lie. You know it. And plenty of us have friends that lie all the time. Did we stop being friends with them? No, we just stop. We know better, right? So you could be friends with anybody. So you could be family with anybody too. I challenge everybody to just one. If you have that cousin or aunt or uncle that you have a somewhat of a dispute with, and you really don't know why, only if that. Now, if you know what it is and it's why, I'm on my business. You do what you do. But if you really don't know why, because I'm finding a lot of people are not speaking and not getting along and don't really know why. You know what I mean? So, if you could do that, I'm sure your new year would be better. You'd be lighter, all those things. What I did from the beginning of this year until now, I wrote down 5 things that I wanted to live by this year and that I wanted to implement into my life. And these are the things that I did. And my next challenge is for the new year is for me to come up with 3 to 5. That's what it was, 3 to 5. And last year I was able to come up with 5. This year, I don't know. So far, I don't even know if I got 3 new things I need to implement because I'm working on it and I'm doing good and I don't want to hurt myself. Anywho, number 1. Choose people that choose you. Meaning, aren't we tired of just being around people that we know on the low don't really like us, but we boiling out on them hoes, so it don't matter? No. I think your happiness is a little more um, important. I really do. I think your happiness is a little more important. I think that gone are the days of us just dealing with people because they're the popular crowd. Gone are the days of you dealing with people because they are the crowd that's connected. They can get you into places and do things. Everybody play their role. No, I'm tired of that. Go where you celebrate it. Go where you're greeted with a real genuine smile and an embrace that you feel like you haven't seen that person in a year when you just saw them 1 week ago. That's the love that they give. You just saw them a week ago, but it felt like the embrace and the love that you feel. And yeah. And yeah. Go where you celebrate it. Don't do it. You'll feel much better. You'll live much better. Trust me. Trust me. All that other stuff is not important. It's not worth the misery. It's not. Number 2, beauty is being the best version of yourself on the inside and the outside. And when I say that, I mean I have been working on my outside, meaning the way that how I give myself to people, how I greet people, how I treat people, how I allow people to treat me. That's on the outside, right? The inside, I've always had a good heart and stuff like that. So the inside for me is eating better, cleaning out my inside, eating better and eating healthier and being healthier than I was hopefully the year before, you know? And that's been challenging this year, but I want to, you know? Being diabetic, I have no choice. My eating habits have changed. I'm definitely eating better and healthier. And so, like I said, I'm just trying to be the best version of myself on the inside and the outside. Okay. Number 3, time is not refundable. Use it with intention. Now, anybody that's subscribes to this channel, you know that I end every one of my videos with be intentional. And I felt intent since the beginning when I started this channel. I want to be intentional. I don't want everything to be by chance or just happen to, my days just happen to go this way or that way. No, I want to be intentional. It may not go the way I want it, but as long as it's better than yesterday, I'm good. Real talk. As long as I feel better than I did yesterday, I'm good. Now, when you begin to have more bad days than good days, I've told friends before, it's time for you to sit down and talk to somebody. Nobody should have more bad days than good days. You have to weigh it out. That's not fair. You know what I mean? So I want people to be intentional. I want you, time is not refundable. So be intentional about who you have in your cipher and in your space and whose spaces you are in and who you allow and invite into your home, your personal private space, your sanctuary. You got to be intentional about all these things now. Everybody doesn't mean you good. And sometimes it's your own family. Sometimes the killer is already in the house. Sometimes the phone call is coming from inside the house. See, we try to protect our sanctuary and try to protect our family and from things on the outside when sometimes the problem is in our family. And somebody at some point has to try to fix it. Now, I remember having this conversation with another family member some years ago, and she constantly was always talking about trying to, if she found out that these two weren't speaking, she was going to try to get them together. If she found out these two, she was trying. And I said to her, you're going to have to chill on that. Because people are going to do things when they're ready to do it. And what happens is you're spending so much time, good time and energy, trying to get these people together when they're not ready. They're not ready. And, it hurt my soul when that same family member came back to me years later and said, you were absolutely right. I should have stopped it when you told me to. I said, because I was that person for a while, but I realized, sometimes we're not qualified. Sometimes we really people need someone to really talk to. And sometimes no matter how smart you are and how many degrees you have and how much money you make, if you're not happy with you and love yourself, you're just not happy. It doesn't matter. We all should know that. Right? Okay. Now, number 4, the work we do on ourselves becomes our gift to others. And I believe that because the more work we do on ourselves and make ourselves better, people should be able to see it. My sisters that I told you, my twin sisters that I've reconnected with and been spending a lot of time with, we have a group chat. We speak at some way, form or fashion, either through text or speak every day. And they've already been over 2 times. So we're doing great, right? But sometimes the devil is busy and everybody's not happy about that. Even when you try to include certain people and you would hope and pray that people are happy about people getting back together. Some people aren't for whatever reason, because love doesn't have to hurt. And I said before, someone that loves you will not bring something really traumatic that happened to you to the forefront to make you remember, to remind you. They wouldn't do that. That's not what love is about. That's not what that's about. Our job as your loved ones is to keep you out of that place, keep you away from that space, try to keep your mind away from that, show you better things, not keep bringing messy. So, with that, like again, the better that we become ourselves, the work we do on ourselves becomes gifts to others. People see that light. You ever see people that you're like, wow. They, no matter where you go, they get a friend. People are attracted to them like magnets. That's because their energy is good. They're honest to a point. That don't mean that they couldn't have been bad before, but your energy could be good. People always going to remember how you make them feel. If you're going to make them feel good or you're going to make them feel bad. And I want to be known to make you feel good, make you laugh. Most people that know me, those that are my subscribers that watches my videos and that can hear my voice know that if we personally text each other, or call each other, know each other and communicate, I mostly end my texts, emails, and conversations with enjoy your day on purpose. Have a great day on purpose. Not by mistake, not by happenstance. It just happened to be good. No. Speak that out to the universe. Put that out there. Thank you. What I do is thank you, God, for waking me up this morning because plenty of people did not wake up this morning. Okay, that's first. Second, I ask God for a blessed day. I'm already putting out in the universe that I want my day to be blessed. Now, it may not go exactly the way you want it to go, and everything that you want to happen may not happen. However, if you count your today better than yesterday, then you're doing good. But once you start having more bad days than good days, just it's time for you to talk to somebody. And everybody's not, your girlfriend may not be equipped to give you that right information. She may not know the right information. You know what I mean? So definitely, again, number five and last is life is what you make it. And that's absolutely true. Like I said, everything being intentional is what you make it. You can come out of a dysfunctional family, come from the most dysfunctional family, and yet be something different. Break that mold. And that's what I want us to do. I wish we all could get along with our family members and they understand us and we understand, and vice versa. But that's not realistic. We are all human beings. We are all individuals. We all have will. We have the will to think for ourselves and move for ourselves and do things, right? So we may not always have to get along, but we have to try. We owe it to ourselves. We owe it to our cousins and our nieces and our nephews to try to fix it. So that way they see the love that we put out and they'll do the same. Listen, guys, I want you to have a great remainder of your day. Have a great day on purpose. I will see you guys soon as possible. Soon as possible. Love you guys. Have a great day.